Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, where we help you improve your English skills one step at a time. I'm your host, Jason, and today we're diving into an exciting and highly requested topic: how to boost your English with American accent tips.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julia, your co-host, and I'm thrilled to be here today. The American accent is something so many English learners want to master, and for good reason. It's not just about sounding like a native speaker, it's about being understood clearly and feeling confident when you communicate.
Exactly, Julia. In this podcast, we're going to explore what makes the American accent unique, share practical tips to help you sound more natural, and even tackle some common challenges that learners face.
And we'll make it fun and interactive. So, if you're ready to boost your confidence and work on that American accent, stay with us until the end. You're going to learn a lot today.
Absolutely. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our English learning tips. All right, let's jump right in. All right, let's start by talking about why focusing on the American accent can be so important for English learners. Julia, what do you think?
Well, Jason, the American accent is one of the most widely recognized English accents in the world. Think about it. Movies, TV shows, music, and even business communications often feature American English. So, mastering it can help learners connect with a global audience.
That's a great point. It's not just about sounding American, though. A clear American accent helps people understand you more easily, whether you're speaking to someone in the U.S. or even someone from another country who's familiar with American English.
Exactly. Plus, having a confident accent can make a huge difference in how you feel when speaking English. When you know you're being understood, it boosts your self-esteem, whether it's in a job interview, a presentation, or even just a casual conversation.
Right. And it's not about being perfect or losing your unique identity. It's about clarity and communication. An accent is just one tool that makes your English more effective.
I love that, Jason. And here's another interesting fact. Improving your accent can also sharpen your listening skills. When you practice the sounds and rhythm of American English, you naturally become better at understanding native speakers.
That's true. So, learning the American accent isn't just for speaking. It's for listening, connecting, and communicating effectively. And the best part is, it's something anyone can learn with the right mindset and practice.
Absolutely. So, if you've been thinking about improving your American accent, remember, it's not just about sounding like someone else. It's about becoming the best, clearest version of yourself in English.
Well said, Julia. With that, let's dive into the specifics. In the next segment, we'll explore the key features of the American accent and how you can start practicing them today. Now that we've covered why the American accent is so important, let's break it down. What exactly makes the American accent unique? Julia, do you want to start with one of the key features?
Sure, Jason. One of the most noticeable things about the American accent is how vowels are pronounced. American English has a lot of long, drawn-out vowels. For example, the word cat has a broader A sound compared to British English. And don't forget about the R sounds. They're much stronger and more pronounced in American English, like in car, water, or doctor.
That's a great point. American English is what we call rhotic, meaning the R sound is emphasized even at the end of words. In contrast, in British English, that R is often silent. Try saying car the American way. Car.
Exactly. Another key feature is the flap T sound. This is when the T in words like water or butter sounds more like a soft D. So instead of saying water, Americans often say water.
Right, and that's something that can make your accent sound much more natural. It's subtle, but practicing this can really help. Another thing to note is the rhythm of American English. It has a clear stress pattern, with some words or syllables being emphasized more than others.
That's true. For example, in the phrase, I'm going to the store, the stress naturally falls on going and store. The smaller words like I'm and to the are less emphasized and spoken quickly. Understanding this rhythm can make your speech sound more fluid.
Good point, Julia. And let's not forget intonation, how the pitch of your voice rises and falls. In American English, we tend to use a rising intonation for yes or no questions like, "Are you coming?" But for statements, we use a falling intonation, like, "I'm going to the store."
Intonation really makes a difference. Another unique aspect is the use of connected speech. Americans often link words together when speaking quickly. For example, instead of saying, "What do you want?" word by word, it sounds more like, "What do you want?"
Yes, that can be challenging at first, but practicing these patterns helps a lot. So to summarize, focus on your vowels, the strong R sounds, the flap T, rhythm, intonation, and connected speech.
Exactly. And don't worry about trying to perfect all of this at once. Start with one or two features, practice them, and gradually add more as you become comfortable.
Great advice, Julia. Up next, we'll share some tips and exercises you can use to practice these features in your daily life. Stay tuned. Now that we've covered the key features of the American accent, let's talk about how you can practice it effectively. Julia, do you want to kick things off with a tip?
Of course, Jason. One of the best ways to start is by listening to native speakers. You can watch American movies, TV shows, or even YouTube videos. Pay close attention to how they pronounce words, their intonation, and how they connect words.
That's a great tip, Julia. And while you're listening, try to practice shadowing. For those who don't know, shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they're saying almost at the same time. It's like being their echo.
Yes, it's such a powerful exercise. You're not only mimicking their words, but also their rhythm, tone, and stress patterns. A good trick is to start with short clips or phrases and gradually work your way up to longer conversations.
Another great way to practice is by recording yourself. When you speak, record your voice and then compare it to a native speaker saying the same thing. This can help you catch areas where your pronunciation or intonation might be different.
Absolutely, Jason. And here's another fun one. Practice with tongue twisters. They're great for improving your pronunciation and clarity. For example, try saying, "Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers," focusing on each sound.
Tongue twisters are such a fun way to practice. And here's something many learners overlook. Learning the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA. It might sound technical, but it's a tool that shows you exactly how to pronounce each sound in American English.
That's a fantastic idea, Jason. The IPA can be so helpful, especially for tricky sounds like the th in think or that. Speaking of tricky sounds, practicing minimal pairs, words that differ by just one sound, can really help too. For example, bit and beat or van and fan.
Good point, Julia. And don't forget about tools like language learning apps or accent training apps. Many of them have exercises specifically for practicing pronunciation. Some even have AI feedback to help you improve.
Yes, and one more tip. If possible, try to find a language partner or coach who's a native speaker. Practicing real conversations is one of the best ways to improve. Even if you don't have a partner, you can try talking to yourself or reading aloud to get used to the sounds and rhythm.
That's true. Remember, the key is consistency. Spend just 10 to 15 minutes a day practicing these tips, and you'll notice a big difference over time.
Exactly, Jason. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn. The more you practice, the more natural the American accent will feel.
Great advice, Julia. Now that we've shared these tips, let's talk about some common challenges learners face and how to overcome them in our next segment. Now, let's talk about something that all learners face at some point: challenges. Julia, what are some common difficulties people encounter when trying to master the American accent?
Great question, Jason. One big challenge is getting used to the strong R sound. For learners from non-rhotic language backgrounds like some parts of Asia or Europe, pronouncing the R in words like car or word can feel unnatural at first.
That's so true. Another challenge is the flap T sound, where the T sounds like a soft D, as in water or butter. Learners often either overemphasize the T or avoid it entirely, making their speech sound less natural.
Exactly. And let's not forget intonation and rhythm. Many learners struggle with stressing the right syllables or using natural rising and falling tones in their sentences, which can make their speech sound flat or robotic.
Good point, Julia. Another issue is fear of making mistakes. Sometimes learners are so worried about sounding wrong that they hold back from practicing. But the truth is, practice is the only way to get better.
That's so important, Jason. And one more challenge is understanding connected speech. Words like going to becoming gonna can confuse learners, and they might struggle to replicate the same flow in their own speech.
So true. But here's the good news. Every one of these challenges can be overcome with practice and patience. Start small. Focus on one area at a time, like the ER sound or rhythm, and gradually build from there.
And don't be afraid to ask for feedback. Whether it's from a teacher, a language partner, or even an app, getting corrections is a great way to improve.
Absolutely, Julia. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. With consistency and the right mindset, anyone can master these challenges.
That's right. And in our final segment, we'll wrap things up with some final thoughts and encouragement to help you on your journey.
Well, we've covered a lot today. From why the American accent matters, to its key features, practical tips, and even how to tackle common challenges. Julia, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Absolutely, Jason. Remember, improving your accent isn't about losing your identity. It's about being understood and feeling confident when you communicate. Focus on progress, not perfection, and celebrate your small victories along the way.
Well said, Julia. And to all our listeners, consistency is the key. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day practicing your accent can lead to big improvements over time.
Exactly. And don't forget, there are so many resources out there to help you. Movies, podcasts, apps, and even this one you're listening to right now.
Speaking of resources, if you enjoyed today's podcast, be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out the other episodes in our playlist. We've got plenty of tips and conversations to help you on your English learning journey.
And we'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments what tips you found helpful or what challenges you're facing. We're here to help.
That's right. And don't forget to like this video and share it with anyone else who's learning English. Together, we can all improve.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep practicing, stay positive, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone, and happy learning.